Good afternoon, everybody. We are at 58 Tecumseh, I think 58, yes, 58 Tecumseh. We have pulled a shingle from the roof and we replaced it with the RLS shingle. That's what we have lined up here. The RLS shingle was the IKO Marathon Black. I can't remember the color, but I do have an unboxing of that that we have posted for review. The RLS identified the shingle as IKO Marathon and the black color version in IKO Marathon. So what we did was we pulled the shingle from the roof and we're doing a side-by-side comparison to determine is it the same thing. So a couple things we look at is size and compatibility. That's usually a dead giveaway if it matches up. So first off, top to bottom, right? Is it the same top to bottom? And it is, right? So that's great. The next thing we can look at is color. Is it the same color? And we get a pretty resounding no. So that's a big red flag right away. Next we look left to right. See, it's lined up over the left. Is it the same size left to right? And again, we see no. So that's about 1/2 of an inch. And so we have a slight variation. Now, variation is small, it's 1/2 an inch, but it is present. So we have a couple things to identify. Now, maybe it's minor. You know, these kind of things, they do have some variances. Next, we have a lining up, or not lining up, depending, of the adhesive strip. Remember, the adhesive strip, this comes out on a roller, and it just goes across miles and miles and miles of shingles. And then they cut and stamp and so on. So if it's the same shingle, right, it should have this line up, and as it comes in, I'll zoom in real close here, go across here, and no, it butts down like so. Now look at that. It butts down and comes down like so. So this, again, the tar line doesn't line up. That's a little surprising. I was kind of expecting the tar lines to line up. Next, what we can do is line up the teeth. Now, the teeth line here, or the tabs, these two should line up if it's the same shingle, right? So I'll hand this off to my cameraman here and just make sure that everything's in view here. I bring this down to here, we line that up with the left and zoom in here. What we got? It is not lined up. That's not exact. There's always going to be some kind of deviation, but again, it's not lined up. So that leaves us some cause for concern. So now, let's flip over the IKO Marathon. Oh, that one's upside down. IKO Marathon, right? So if you would, please, let's zoom in here, because there's a dead giveaway for IKO. This is true for every one of their brands, whether it's a 3-tab, a laminate, whatever, is PX. If it's got PX on it, you know it's an IKO. So right here, where I'm pointing, there's a PX. Go ahead and zoom in real close to try to get that camera angled properly where you can see that PX. See how I can put some moisture on there. Now let's see if we can find another one. There's a PX right here. Maybe the sun is too strong. The sun is strong with this one. You see, I got my sunglasses on. Let me see if I can get it with the camera here. So, oh, yeah, we got it there. There we go. PX. All right, so that is a dead giveaway. And then we get Miami-Dade County approved. And then A53339. That's our lot number. It tells us where and when it was produced. Again, over here, we have, that's more clear, PX. So that tells us, again, it is a dead giveaway for, on the cellophane tape, for IKO. Have that back. There you go. So, I'm going to flip this over. All the other minor deviations, and they are pretty minor, except for the color, that's pretty obviously not black. But all the other deviations we can kind of overlook, right, as long as we can find that PX. That tells us that, yep, we're dealing with IKO. Maybe it just came from a different plant, maybe a different manufacturing day, maybe they just deviate a little bit, not a big deal. So hopefully we find PX on the back here. And let's flip it up the proper way here. And what do we see? Do we have the cellophane tape? First off, yes we do. Tape is in place. So, do we see PX? I don't see anything. There's not a single bit of marking or writing on here. That's a big problem. Let's line this up now. Oh, it already lined up over there. So, again, last thing, take a look at this. The tape's not even the right size. Again, this is standardized. So, if the tape was IKO, it'd be the same width. Not only is it not marked properly, and IKO has been doing this for decades, writing PX on their and advertising their information on the back of their shingles. So, shoot, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what shingle this is. I can tell you what it's not. It's not an IKO. It's not a Certainteed. Certainteed will say do not remove. Or Certainteed will say Certainteed with the little Certainteed triangle. It's not Owens Corning, right? Owens Corning has do not remove and then do not remove in Spanish, stamped just like the other one. It's not Tamco, because Tamco says Tamco, and then the name Joplin or wherever on the cellophane tape. It's not Atlas, because Atlas again will say the Atlas collection on their cellophane tape. This one gives us nothing. So I'm gonna tell you, but RLS identified it as IKO, but it ain't IKO. Kind of surprised. So that tells us again the variances that we're showing were more than just a little bit. They're significant now at this point, because it's not the same shingle. It's not going to be compatible. If it were just minor things, yeah, it could be compatible, but it's not. It's not. Clearly doesn't look the same. We took some pictures up on the roof. Doesn't look the same. It just is not the same. So if you have any questions, give me a call, give us a text, give us an email. We're happy to talk about this. Otherwise, we'll see you all around the horn.